So good morning, students. Today, based on our syllabus, principles and practices of crop protection, we are going to start about the basic practices of crop protection. So, what are the basic agriculture practices followed? So, the various tasks performed by the farmers for crop protection are termed as agriculture practices. They may be from soil preparation, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting the crops from weeds. So, weeds are nothing but the plants that are apart from the crops. So we know already the list of crops, starting from the field crops, oil seed crops, pulses, sugar crops, fiber crops, etc. But apart from the crops, whatever the crops are plants are grown, they are called as weeds. So we have to protect the crops from the weeds. So next, then we have to go for harvesting the crops. That is our economic product. Then finally we go for the storage of our products. So first one, preparation of soil. It is a first step before growing the crop. One of the most important tasks in this agriculture is you have to turn the soil and loosen it. So this soil preparation is done for all the crops. The main field preparation is done. Then we have to go for sowing. Then we have to go for further process. So soil preparation is done by the help of equipments and implements in the agriculture engineering department. They are a different process like plowing, tillage. So different process we have to go. That is with the help of plows, disc plow, then cultivators. These are the equipments we have to use it for our crop cultivation. So they are the activities for soil preparation. So first one is plowing. So this is a process of loosening and turning the soil, that is making the soil suitable for crop cultivation. So the crop should be very fine, that is called tilth. So this process is called tilling. It is done using the plow. So this is plows are made up of wood or iron. So next one, watering. The process of giving water to the field to make the dry soil wet before plowing. So whatever we are going to sow the seed, before that it should be uh, uh, properly moistened. Otherwise we cannot get the germination of our seeds. So for that we are going to water little. Then we go for leveling process. So flattering the soil after the plowing and watering. This is suitable next for cultivation. So next we go for seed sowing. So that is the most important part of the crop production. So before sowing, we have to select the good quality seeds. Then this is scattered on the seeds on the field or after the soil is prepared for cultivation. So seeds is a very basic material for cultivating our crops. So after sowing, we have to get ready the uh, crops. We should be well established and developed. So we have to add manures and fertilizers. Manures and fertilizers are the very basic important thing. It can be done either as a main basal application or as the split application. And what are the basic nutrients it is required for crop cultivation is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So nitrogen is a important fertilizer in the form of urea, and ammonium sulfate and superphosphate for phosphorus and potassium. Then DAP, MAP, that is diammonium phosphate. Then muriate of potash for potassium. These are the basic fertilizer commonly used in all the crops, starting from cultivation, starting from the plowing. We have to add the manures, and the manures are of different kinds. One is organic manure, then inorganic manure. Then organic manure, it is a substance from the decomposition of the plant and animal waste. So, and also we can add for example, for rice, we can also add green leaf manures or green manures. We can even plow the green manure crops in the field itself. It is in situ manuring immediately after the uh, uh, cultivation of that green manure crop in the field. You can immediately plow the field and make it ready for the cultivation of our succeeding crop. That is in situ. You can manure it. Then green leaf manures, we have collect the seeds of some green leaf manure trees, tree crops. Then leguminous fodders, leguminous manures, we have to add it and you have to make it fertile. The soil must be fertile, and then you go for subsequent cultivation. Then split application of the fertilizer is done is intermittent crop cultivation. So we have to add while cultivating the crop itself, we can add split application of phosphorus and potassium. And next one is important is irrigation. You have to importantly you have to irrigate the crop. You have to supply the water at different level, and the first irrigation after immediately after sowing is called as life irrigation. So the time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and also season to season. So it is a very vital growth for the growth of the plants. It is very important, and there can be no plants or crops they do not have access to water in some form. So this irrigation is also done as surface irrigation, subsurface irrigation. Then our next in the even in the precision farming, the important topic is micro irrigation. So both the drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation can be carried out for horticulture crops, and these are both are the important components of the precision farming, and the future agriculture is based on these both micro irrigation topics. So where we can reduce the usage of water but increasing the yield. And next one is we are going crop, there may be a protection, weeds may be cultivated, so you have to protect the crops from the weeds. So these are called as undesirable plants that is grown along with the crop. So you have to remove that so that you can the yield is increased, or the input is properly utilized by the crop. So that you have to remove these weeds. That process is called weeding. It can be either done by the manually or through the implements that is called as weeders. There are a lot of weeders, and for the different crops they are day by day the number of wheat crop is also increasing. How to identify the wheat crops? In each crop there may be different set of weeds, so you have to identify it so that you have to remove it. So you have to reduce the competition for these weeds along with for the crop plants, for proper utilization of water, space, nutrients, light, so that the crop is not affected, and it is all these resources are properly utilized for the crop alone, and the weeds should be reduced. So you can also spray or cultivate the weeds. Sorry, you can also cultivate the crops by reducing the weeds by using certain things like you can also go for chemicals like weedicide, for example, 2,4-D, dichloroethane. So there are a lot of weedicides are there. Butachlor, allachlor, fluchlorline. So there are a lot of weedicides are there, or otherwise it is called as herbicide. So you have to spray that with to kill the weeds, so that it is does not damage the crop. So you cannot use straightly the weedicides for control of the weeds. So they should be diluted with the water to the extent required and sprayed in the fields with the help of sprayers. So next one is harvesting. So harvesting is a final stage where you can harvest the crops or our products, end products. So you have to cut the crop after it's mature. It is called harvesting. So in harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. So it can be piled and it can be taken to our storage godowns. The harvesting process, it is identified only based on the maturity of the crop. When the crop attains the harvesting maturity, you can grow on go and cut the harvest the crops, then you can go for storage. There are different process of harvesting for different crops, so we can see that individually in further classes. The next one is harvesting is done using the sickle. Using those days for all the crops, maximum this sickle hand equipment is used, but later manually it is very difficult to harvest a large quantity of crops. So we are going for the machine or equipment that is called harvester. So we have a combined harvester, power harvester. So everything after threshing, you have to go for proper storage. So combined harvester, power thresher, all are there in under this harvesting topic. So finally, this process of harvesting or threshing, or you have to remove the chaff, you have to remove the grains from the plant. That is called threshing. Though this helped the use of combine thresher. So in the last process is the storage. After this harvesting, you have to store these grains in the bags, storage bags, metallic bins in the granaries or silos, so that you can protect these from the pests and diseases. So this is about the principles of crop protection, the basic practices. Thank you.